Hey sports fans, we're back, and today we're going to take a look at the insane workout routine and diet of up-and-coming NBA star LaMelo Ball to see how the 20-year-old guard for the Charlotte Hornets and one of the league's brightest talents gets down behind the scenes in the gym and in the weight room before getting ready to hit the court for the NBA season. We all know that LaMelo has been force-fed some of the most rigorous basketball upbringings thanks to his father LeVar Ball, and that the hard work and dedication has turned the once dazzling prospect and NBA hopeful into one of its rising talents vying to be the face of the league one day. Before we jump into all of that work that LaMelo is putting in to lead the Hornets through the 2021-2022 season, do me a favor and click that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on this channel and more content just like this. All done? Alright, let's go. If you've ever seen LaMelo Ball play, you may have noticed an easiness to his game that screams out that the 20-year-old from Chino Hills is destined to do big things in the league. It's rare to have the complement of crazy handles, a jump shot that's becoming automatic, and a tenacity to get to the hoop that most 20-year-olds do not possess. Not only that, but LaMelo is one of the few athletes in the league that has a little old school in him when it comes to his game and his grind. He hustles on every single play and has the conditioning of an athlete that's ready to stay on the court for all 48 minutes, if given the opportunity, and you can see that from how LaMelo chases down the loose balls, rebounds, and follows his own shots. Yes, we said follows his own shots because we know in today's NBA for most athletes, that has become a lost art. With a non-stop motor on the court and a drive and determination to fulfill its potential, it's no wonder that the basketball world has all but concluded that LaMelo Ball has already eclipsed Big Brother Lonzo as the best ball in the family. Not to say that the ball boys can't all ball, or that their game won't continue to improve, but LaMelo's resume at only 20 is pretty impressive and, well, pretty much speaks for itself. As a teenager, he was NBL Rookie of the Year with the Illawarra Hawks out of Australia. His 17 points per outing and command of the game at such a young age had enough tongues wagging that the LaMelo Ball hype train would be in full effect by the time the 2020 NBA draft rolled around. Many had LaMelo going first overall, and while he wasn't the top selection, it didn't take long for the youngest Ball brother to be selected after Charlotte chose the 6'7" point guard as the third overall selection. While many thought LaMelo's game would translate, there was still the detractors that claimed that his frame was too lanky or that playing in Lithuania and Australia are one thing, but playing in the NBA is another. The old Kevin Durant argument, if you will. Could he put on the size to compete in the NBA? Does he have the quickness and all-around game to take what he did overseas and do that in the best basketball league on the globe? Well, yeah, after winning Rookie of the Year with the NBA to follow up his NBL Rookie of the Year award, LaMelo announced that he arrived, and his 15.7 points per game, 5.9 rebounds, and 6 assists as a rookie are already numbers the second-year standout is eclipsing. Let's see what kind of work the star in training does in between seasons to get himself into the form you see out there on the court. While most that follow basketball criticize the ball patriarch LeVar for how involved he is in his sons' lives and how boisterous he is while doing so, what gets lost in all the talk is just how dedicated he's been to pushing his sons to NBA superstardom. LeVar began training LaMelo from the time he could walk and had a hand in his game up through the ranks. LaMelo had a couple of different trainers to supplement his father's training, if you will, and lately that trainer is former college football player Mike Fox, who also trains LaMelo's bigger brothers, LiAngelo and Lonzo. Ball, who stood 6'7" but only 165 pounds when he first linked up with his trainer Mike Fox, needed to add some size to be able to compete at the professional level, and Fox put him to work. While he was in Australia competing in the NBL, Ball was getting out physicaled a little more than you'd like to see a top prospect that is NBA bound, and this was also the biggest knock on his game prior to joining the Illawarra Hawks. To combat this, LaMelo sought out Fox, who works with a long list of professional athletes from the NFL, MLB, NHL, and NBA, and is known for being one of the go-to trainers to add bulk the right way. The goal for LaMelo was to put on about 10 to 15 pounds on his frame and add some explosion to his game by adding some upper body and lower leg strength. To get his upper body right, LaMelo does an assortment of chest, bicep, tricep, shoulder, and core exercises that include things like medicine ball tosses, kettlebell squats, kettlebell raises, cabled rows, and pull-ups. Let's just say LaMelo wasn't the strongest before Fox found him, but now is up to doing 15 pull-ups per set. He can do push-ups with dumbbell lifts after each rep, and has improved on his bench press form, which went viral how bad it was. Although LaMelo needed some size to his upper body, Mike Fox's biggest area of focus, single leg squats. The single leg squats help LaMelo get the necessary power and strength out of his lower body, and will help him back people down when he needs to, and again, be explosive in all phases of his game. Fox claims he doesn't need him to be able to single leg squat 1,000 pounds or anything, because he just needs LaMelo to gradually put on size since he's a skinny guy, but has him up to 130 pounds on each leg. Fox points out that LaMelo is only just beginning to push himself in his strength training, and with LaMelo's natural strength already, they are beginning to unlock his potential. A few other leg exercises that LaMelo gets down on to take his game even higher above the rim are standing cable pulls with resistance bands around his legs. But LaMelo pulls the cable and explodes upright as if getting ready to jump. He does 10 reps of these grueling cable pulls and rolls right into another exercise, which could be box jumps or lunges with resistance. When it comes to LaMelo's core work, Fox puts the 20-year-old guard through it. We mentioned the medicine ball tosses earlier, but LaMelo also has to go through the gambit of core exercises, which includes keeping his legs elevated while sitting on the ground and lifting a weight above his head for 10 reps. He does 3 or 4 sets of these with 10 seconds of rest in between. After this exercise, LaMelo has to use his hands to spin 2 pedals while keeping himself elevated off the ground using his core. He has to spin the tires forward and in reverse for set lengths of time, but this workout is said to kill shoulders, arms, and abs all in one and doesn't look too fun to say the least. When it comes to LaMelo's diet, the 20-year-old is a combination of fast food aficionado and healthy snacker. As we said earlier, LaMelo was trying to put on size to his growing frame. When his weight gain journey started, LaMelo was an extremely lanky 19-year-old who was getting out-physicaled with ease. After working with Fox in the gym, LaMelo was able to add muscle tone, but he's also been asked to consume a ton of calories and eat as much as 5 or 6 times a day. LaMelo has a fast metabolism which contributes to his thin frame. With the constant hours in the gym shooting countless numbers of jump shots and running drills, LaMelo leaves the gym famished most days that usually turns into a run to McDonald's or one of LaMelo's favorite chicken spots he frequents. You may not know this about LaMelo, but he hates vegetables to a point where he can't even chew them and has to swallow them whole. He claims that lettuce is okay and that he could eat a salad for the most part. LaMelo is your typical McFlurry eating 20-year-old who isn't asked to count calories. Can LaMelo eat better? Certainly. Is his current diet affecting his play? Well, as he's off to a scorching pace so far in this young season, we'd say not. But we're sure as he matures and is introduced to the world of personal chefs and nutritionists, that he will clean a few of his fast food friends' eating habits up. But for now, let's say, this may be the only area of the young Hooper's game that he really needs to improve on. Alright, sports fans, that's it for our time on LaMelo Ball and his insane workout and diet. Let us know about what you thought about the 20-year-old's training and diet regimen by dropping us a comment. And as always, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on our content and more videos just like this. Until next time, sports fans.